Chair Hauptman, I'm going to start with you before I turn it over to Vice Chair Bowman. I have a bipartisan bill with Senator Haggerty, the Credit Union Board Modernization Act. It simply updates board meeting requirements for well-rated, established credit unions. And it currently has 58 co-sponsors in the Senate and passed the House last year by voice vote. Do you think this is a good idea? Your mic, I think the microphone is.
Oh, yeah. We're going to, obviously, Congress set that years ago that every 30 days they have to have a formal board meeting. And it's somewhat unique. Now, at NCUA, listen, we're going to do whatever Congress says. They do find it odd that Congress has NCUA enforce a rule that they have a formal meeting every 30 days to say that this entity cannot function unless they have a formal meeting every 30 days. And Congress tells NCUA to enforce that. You know who else doesn't have a formal meeting every 30 days? Congress or NCUA. So they find it a little odd. They say, oh, we have to meet every 30 days? Congress told us that? When did they say that? Was it during their 8-week recess? Is that when they told us? So they find it a little odd for well-meaning ones, and it's not something subject to others. But again, we're going to do what Congress says.
I know this is one of our credit union's top priorities. And so since they do a lot for our communities as well as our small businesses, I'm glad to see it has a lot of bipartisan support, and we hope to see it pass here in the Senate as well. Vice Chair Bowman, I want to turn to the Federal Reserve's exploration of the so-called skinny payment accounts. I support payment innovation, but access to the Federal Reserve's core infrastructure is not a small privilege. So I want to understand the risks before expanding access. The Fed's payment systems, also referred to as payment rails, including Fed ACH, FedWire, and FedNow, move trillions of dollars and underpin payroll and business transactions nationwide. Do you agree that if a bad actor were granted direct access to those systems, that could increase risks related to fraud, illicit finance, or operational disruption?
I think that's an accurate statement, yes.
And since those systems operate at scale and speed, problems can spread quickly when something goes wrong, correct?
Yes.
Today, most non-bank payment firms access those rails through regulated banks, which create checkpoints, including anti-money laundering controls and supervisory oversight. If a non-bank were granted direct access, that checkpoint would be removed. Would you agree that increases the importance of the firm's own risk controls?
Yes, it's very important that any firm that has access to the payment system has those controls in place.
And traditionally, direct access through what's called a master account, has been limited to insured, prudentially supervised banks. The Fed has discussed limited or so-called skinny accounts that would provide access without full master account privileges. We know that. So its direct access increases the speed and scale of harm when something goes wrong. Why would it make sense to grant that access under lighter guardrails than those imposed on banks?
Senator, we have a very thorough structure in place that allows us to consider applications for access to master accounts. This particular access that you're speaking about, the skinny master account, is contained within an RFI that we have recently issued. Governor Waller is responsible for this area within the Federal Reserve Board. We've issued a request for information with a proposal that would allow for feedback that we would take very seriously as we're considering whether or not to create this account or how to access it or give access to it.
If the Fed were to grant this access and later determine that the firm posed risks, does the Fed have clear authority to immediately suspend or terminate that access?
We would need to ensure that we do have that access, and yes, I believe that we do.
So you believe we do, but we just need to clarify that you do actually have the authority.
I think it would be helpful if it's not already clear, and I don't want to speak out of turn. We would need to look into that and understand exactly what that would be.
I know in the 4 seconds, 3 that I have left, I just want to say, 2, 1. I just want to say how serious this is and how we look forward to following up with you to make sure that that authority exists.